For me, healing has taken years. And I was molested at 8 or 9, and then I was raped at 21 by somebody I didn't know. And then I was attacked in a parking lot in front of my 3 and 5-year-old children. The public nature of the last one allowed me to begin the process of looking at the other two. But it was a very long process. Initially, I couldn't even admit that I had been raped and molested. And in fact, I was looking for a support group that could help me and my kids get over the attack in the parking lot. And I said there were domestic violence groups and there were groups for people who had been raped, but there was no group for us. If I had really been looking at my own situation, I would have realized that both of those groups could have helped me, but I was super in denial. And as I spent time writing my book and journaling and talking to people who had experienced a lot of different things like racism, they had experienced the death of a loved one, a lot of people had experienced violence, a lot of people had experienced illness. I really wanted to talk about their experiences and how they healed, because I couldn't figure out how to heal myself. As I saw them talk about these things with grace and with dignity and strength, I gained courage to talk about my own experiences. But it took a very long time. Years into this process, I finally told my family that I had been molested, and it took years after that before I could tell them who it was. And the thing is, you've got this whole culture who at one moment started to say, "Me too," thousands and thousands of people. And that kind of tells us that this country is not allowing survivors to talk about their experiences, that there's no space for us to talk about it. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been thousands of people writing "Me too," feeling somewhat liberated and terrified at the same time. So when we think about our culture and healing, I feel as though we need to change something so that we can talk about difficult things in a way that bears witness to survivor stories. And by survivor, I mean survivors of anything. And that we give people space to be in that moment after, which is, I don't know, it's a hard space to be in, but at the same time, it's a very real space if you're allowed to be there and if you're allowed to talk about your experience or spend some time with that experience, kind of not running through it, but kind of healing from it or sitting with it and trying to understand how it's affected you.